Good afternoon, dear students. How are you all? So, we as Motion Foundation faculty would be starting the live session for all the answers. Today you have appeared for the exam English, right? Introducing myself, मैं हूँ आपके लिए यहाँ पे मिसेस सीमा अम्बानी, आपकी English faculty, and मेरे साथ हैं मैम नुपुर. मैम, please introduce.
Good afternoon, students. So, how was the exam? Feeling anxious, doubtful, happy, or sad? Great. To clear all your doubts, we are here, Motion faculty. I'm myself, Nupur, and English faculty. I will be clearing all your doubts regarding your question paper. So, let's start with today's question paper. We will discuss it together.
मैम, बिफोर डिस्कसिंग आपसे पूछना था, आपको कैसा लगा आज का एग्जाम? व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स अबाउट द एग्जाम?
I think some questions were tricky as usual, but some I think were very easy. If you had studied thoroughly, you can easily do the question paper. So, let's start with the paper.
Okay, students, ma'am will be starting with the grammar portion and I'll be seeing you with the literature one. पढ़ा होगा हमने तो ज़रूर अचीव किया होगा, right? See you soon. Till then, ma'am, it's to you.
So, let's start with the passage. So, a field sprinter who was introduced to the sport while serving in the Indian Army. He is the only athlete to win gold in 400 meters at the Asian Games as well as Commonwealth Games. He also won gold medals in the 1958 and 1962 Asian Games. He represented India in the 1956 Summer Olympics in Melbourne, the 1916 Summer Olympics in Rome, and the 1964 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. He was awarded the Padma Shri, India's fourth highest civilian honor, in recognition of his sporting achievement. The race for which Singh is best remembered is his fourth place finish in the 400 meters final at the 1960 Olympic Games. He led the race till the 200-meter mark before easing off, allowing others to pass him. Singh's fourth place time of 45.73 seconds was the Indian national record for almost 40 years. So, from the passage, as you have all read the passage, from beginning that saw him orphaned and displaced during the partition of India, Singh became a sporting icon in the country. In 2008, journalist Rohit Brijnath described Singh as the finest athlete India has ever produced. He was disappointed with his debut performance at the 1956 Melbourne Olympics. I returned to India chastened by my poor performance in Melbourne. So, he was not satisfied with his performance. What does this passage show us? That during his first performance, he was not satisfied. I had been so excited by the prospects of being part of the Indian Olympic teams, but hadn't realized how strong and professional the competition would be. My success in India had filled me with a false sense of pride, and it was only when I was on the track that I saw how inconsequential my talents were when pitted against superbly fit and seasoned athletes. It was then that I understood what competition actually meant, and that if I wanted to succeed on the international arena, I must be prepared to test my mettle against the best athletes in the world. That means Milkha Singh was feeling pride, but when he went outside, he realized that his talent was not up to the mark. He has to work more hard. Then he decided to make sprinting the sole focus in his life. Now, what is the meaning of sprinting? Sprinting is like a short run. Sprinting is to run short distance. Running had thus become my God, my religion, my beloved. As an athlete, he was devoted towards running, and that became his religion. वो उसको पूरी तरह फॉलो करने लगे थे, डेडिकेटेड हो गए थे. My life during those 2 years was governed by strict rules, regulations and self-imposed penance. Every morning I would rise at the crack of the dawn, get into my sports kit and dash off to the track, where I would run 2 or 3 miles cross country in the company of my coach. Now, he was dedicated to the sport. He was following it religiously. On how he pushed himself through the tough days of vigorous training, I practiced so strenuously that often I was drained of all energy, and there were times when I would increase my speed to such an extent that after my rounds I would vomit blood or drop down unconscious through sheer exercise. So this shows his dedication, how much dedicated he was to his career. My doctors, coaches warned me against me to slow down to maintain my health and equilibrium, but my determination was too strong to give up. My only focus was to become the best athlete in the world. Now he was only focused to become the best athlete in the world. His only dream, his only dedication was to be the best athlete in the world. But then images of a packed stadium filled with cheering spectators, wildly applauding me as I crossed the finishing line, would flash across my mind, and I would start again, encouraged by visions of victory. Based on your reading, answer 5 questions from the 6. So you have to answer any 5 questions. Out of 6, only 5 you have to do. Now, let's do the question. What is Milkha Singh known as? Already it is given to us in the passage. Milkha Singh is known as Flying Sikh. First passage as it was given to us. See here. Direct answer it is from the beginning. Starting Milkha Singh, also known as the Flying Sikh. So this is a direct answer, very direct answer it is. Everyone can answer it. I hope it is very easy for you all. Now next question. What realization did Milkha Singh have when he was on the track during the Melbourne Olympics? What realization? It is given in the passage C. Again, here it is already mentioned. He was not satisfied and he was really disappointed. He was disappointed with his debut performance. He was not at all satisfied. Now next question when we will look. Next question. List any two of Milkha Singh's achievement. This also direct answer. Two achievements of Milkha Singh are already given to you. See here, only athlete to win gold in 400 meters. Asian Games, and other achievement was he also won gold medal in the 1958 Asian Games. He represented India in Summer Olympics. So 3-4 achievements are there. You can answer according any two. Now coming to the next question. What strict rules and regulation did Milkha Singh follow? Very direct answer. Here. What strict? Like he practiced so strenuously that often he was drained and would vomit blood or drop down unconscious through sheer exercise. Any two you have to answer. Now coming to the next question. State two consequences of his hard and strenuous practice. We have already discussed it, that he had blood vomitings and he was drained. Energy was all drained out. Passage you can easily do as the answers are direct. What motivated Milkha Singh to become the best athlete in the world? His dedication, his hard work. His dedication, his hard work motivated Milkha Singh to be the best athlete in the world. I hope the passage is very simple, clear to everyone. No doubts. Let me read the comments. Okay, clear to everyone? Good. Now coming to the next passage. Okay, one more question is left, sorry. Explain the phrase, I would start again in the last sentence. What does this phrase means? This phrase means that see, in the passage when we will look, again coming back to the passage, I would start again, encouraged by the visions of victory. I would start again means a new beginning, a new beginning. Again, it will be a new beginning for Milkha Singh. Now, next question, moving to the next passage. I will not take much of your time. Coming to the next passage. Now, this passage is from a British writer, J.K. Rowling, A Journey. This is an extract from the British, very famous British writer, J.K. Rowling. The story of Joanne Kathleen Rowling, near magical rise to fame, is almost as well known as character she creates. So, she is the author of a famous book, Harry Potter. Harry Potter is also not new to everyone. Harry Potter की movie तो सभी ने देखी होगी, हाँ? Very popular among students, the character. तो वहीं से ये extract लिया गया है. J.K. Rowling is the writer of the novel of Harry Potter. So, read the passage carefully. The story of Joanne Kathleen Rowling, near magical rise to fame, is almost as well known as the character she creates. Rowling was constantly writing and telling stories to her younger sister, Diane. The first story I ever wrote down was about a rabbit called Rabbit. Rowling said in an interview he got the measles and was visited by his friends, including a giant bee called Miss B. And ever since Rabbit and Miss B, I always wanted to be a writer, though I rarely told anyone so. So, she is a very famous writer. However, my parents, both of whom come from impoverished backgrounds, impoverished means poor, and neither of whom had been to college, took the view that my overactive imagination was an amusing personal quirk that would never pay a mortgage or secure a pension. A writer from the age of 6 with 2 unpublished novels in the drawer, she was stuck on a train when Harry walked into her mind fully formed. Famous character Harry Potter is taken from her novel, taken from the novel of J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling की famous novel, famous character Harry Potter तो सभी को पता है. All students have seen the character, have seen the movie, isn't it? In the drawer. She was stuck on a train when Harry walked into her mind formed. Okay, I was here. Rowling says she started writing the first book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, in Portugal, where she was teaching English. At first, nobody wanted to publish Harry Potter. She was told that plot was too complex. So, this passage is basically the story or the biography of J.K. Rowling. What she faced in the phase of her career. What all problems or what all problems faced. In 1997, Rowling received her first royalty check. By book 3, she had skyrocketed to the top of publishing world. A row of zeros appeared on the author's bank balance. So, you can see her struggle. See the struggle. And her life was turned upside down. So back again, coming back to the passage. Now we have seen how Rowling faced difficulties in her career. So let's quickly move to the questions. On the basis of your understanding of the passage, answer 5 of 6 questions. No, now आपको only you have to Coming back to the passage. Sorry children for the interruption. There was some technical issue. Now coming back to the passage. Explain J.K. Rowling near magical rise to fame. So this is a very direct answer. In the passage it is written. From here, same you can copy paste. Read the first line. The story near magical rise to fame is almost well known as the character she creates here. Direct, you will get the answer from here. Now, coming to the next question. What reason did the publisher give for rejecting Rowling's book? Also, it is given. Passage अगर आपने carefully पढ़ा है, just don't panic. Read 2 times the passage carefully. सारे answers passage में ही आपको मिल जाएंगे. Just relax and read carefully. See, it is written here. The publishers, she was told the plot was too complex. So the publishers reject to publish it. Why? Because the plot was too complex. Now next. What was the drawback of achieving fame? Here the drawback is still after achieving fame, Rowling was depressed, he was a lone parent, lonely. So this, if you will read the passage carefully, you will come to know from these lines. See, from these lines, my parents, both of whom from impoverished backgrounds, neither of whom had been to college, took the view that my overactive imagination. So that means one is the, in spite of rising fame, that she had depression, she was lonely, and these from the passage you will come to know. Now next question, coming back to the next question. Why was Rowling outraged with the Italian dust jacket? Now what is the meaning of outraged? Outrage means anger. So the passage is saying, why was Rowling outraged with the Italian dust jacket? Why? See in the passage, it's given to you. Wait. Coming back. Because Harry minus his glasses. Now Harry Potter had some trouble with the glasses. Find a word in the last para that means the same as insecure or helpless. Insecure and helpless, vulnerable. Vulnerable word is there in the passage, last line. See, vulnerable. This is the word. Now coming to the next part. Now attempt any one. Here paragraph. a paragraph you have to write. Paragraph writing, as you all know, it is survey based paragraph. A group of enterprising young adults conducted a survey on reopening of educational institution in the national capital. Now some are supporting that schools should be reopened, but some, because of the corona, बहुत लोग हैं still they don't want the school to be reopened. So वो survey has been showed here, and according to the survey you have to write a paragraph. Very simple, we have done it in the class, we have already covered this topic in detail. अगर आपने देखा होगा तो survey के लिए first of all what you will do, you will start here in the given passage below, here in the given diagram below, then you can give a quick start. आपको percentage लिखनी है, फिर then comparison करना है, then last you will come to the conclusion. Body बतानी है and percentage show करनी है. You have to show the percentage, you have to do the comparisons. किसने क्या कहा है, कितने percent wants after vaccination the schools or educational institutions should be open, how many people are supporting. Okay, so all one comparison you have to draw, one conclusion will be there, then content will be there, and in the end you will come to the conclusion. Clear? Now next, for the visually impaired candidates, the school authorities view eating junk food as strong reason for the rising obesity among school children. There is a move to change the canteen food to a healthier option. Students, on the other hand, have spoken strongly against such moves. So again, this paragraph is there. Any one you can write according to your comfort. जो भी आपको easy लगता है, आप वो वाला select करें और उस पर लिख सकते हैं. This is for developing healthy habits, to promote healthy habits. Junk food को avoid करके कैसे healthy habits की तरफ हमें जाना चाहिए, in your own words you can write. Now this is a letter. Letter we have already discussed. Letter to the editor. You are Vikram Vinay, librarian. Now your name has already been mentioned. So first of all, you know the format of a letter. This is a formal letter, letter to a editor. Vikram Vinay, librarian, BS School, Delhi. Write a letter to the manager of Amar Publication, Mumbai, placing an order for 4 sets of social studies books for grades 6 to 8 published by the NCERT in not more than 120 words. So again, letter format, as you all know, first of all you have to give sender's address, then next to it will come your date, then will come your address, then editor salutation will come, the body of the letter will come, then yours faithfully or yours sincerely, and then you will conclude the letter. This is not new for you. Letter तो आप सभी ने कर रखा है, सभी को पता है उसका format. I don't want to waste your time. Now coming to the grammar section में देखते हैं हम. Read the following conversation and complete the passage that follows. Neha. Now Neha is saying, I am really looking forward to the class picnic tomorrow. Now, Nanita. Yes, after a long time we will be meeting our friends and teachers. So, what the conversation is between? The conversation is between Neha and Namita. Neha told Namita dash looking forward to the class picnic. Now that they are looking forward to the class picnic held tomorrow. Wait. Neha told Namita that she was that she again I have to select that she was looking forward to the class picnic held tomorrow. Neha is saying, I'm really looking forward to the class picnic. Nanita, yes, after a long time we will be meeting our friends. Neha told Namita that she was looking forward to the class picnic held the next day. Next day. Namita agreed that after a long time we will be meeting friends and teachers. It is already there. We will be meeting. We will be meeting. Meeting friends and teachers. This is like you have to direct speech, indirect speech. You have to convert direct speech into indirect speech. Now, this is very simple. The following paragraph has an error in each line. Identify the error and write its corrections against the blank number. The first has been done. Like, see, air pollution is emerging like a, not like a, here as will come. This is incorrect. Air pollution is emerging as a global problem. What will come here? Among is incorrect. Among. Global problem for the world. Much cities. Much will not come here. Instead of much, many. Many cities have industries which is responsible for 20% of the pollutants. Industries is there, so is will not come. Are. Industries which are responsible. Are will be here. Clear? Very simple passage it is. Now, coming to the literature part, ma'am, Seema ma'am will deal with the literature part.
Okay, to my dear students, hello and welcome again. I hope सब इकट्ठा हो गए होंगे अपने answers देखने के लिए, right? So, madam must have told you about the language part, and now we would be discussing about literature 1. Hello to Ranu, and there is Dev also. Hi to Dev. Pooja, आपको भी hello. I hope आप सबका exam बहुत अच्छा गया होगा. So, coming back to the literature part, first question was, first of all, you can see over here, it's written 30 to 40 words, right? That means you have to appear the question, any 6 of the questions, but the word limit is 30 to 40 words. That means you just have to write 3 to 4 lines. Approximately एक line में 8 से 10 words रहते हैं, right? So, according to that, your answer should be in 3 to 4 lines, not a big detail about it. So, coming for the first question, it is, yes, the first question is, what impressed Mr. Barua about Rajiv? Can you read that? Yes, who was Mr. Barua? Of course, he was father of Rajiv's friend, right? And Rajiv was there to visit all the place over there to see the garden, tea gardens, right? So, what we have to write in this was just a gist of it, 3 to 4 lines about what Barua felt, Mr. Barua felt about Rajiv. Rajiv was smart child. He had done his homework before coming to the place, and as he said to Mr. Barua also that this period is the sprouting period that lasts from May to July. That means it shows his activeness, his actual feeling that he knows the place, and so that's why Mr. Barua appreciated Rajiv for that. ठीक है, आपको यही सब चीज़ें सिर्फ 3 से 4 लाइन में लिखनी थी कि Rajiv was a very smart kid and that's why he was knowing about the place beforehand, and that was the only reason Mr. Barua was impressed by Rajiv. ठीक है, the next one, the next question is, Kisa Gautami admitted that she was being selfish in grief. Do you agree? Why or why not? Yes, आपको क्या लगता है? Do you agree that she was being selfish in grief? Yes, she was being selfish in grief and she realized that part because when she was actually feeling, she was weeping for her son, right? Ki it was his son's death that made her so weak, so insensitive towards everybody. And then what she found after Gautam Buddha was there and his after listening to the sermons, what Kisa found after when she went to each and every house for mustard seeds, she realized that death is actually the main essence and nobody can escape death, right? तो आफ्टर फीलिंग दिस थिंग कि भाई सबको मरना है, कोई भी ऐसा नहीं पैदा हुआ जो नहीं मरेगा, the thing she realized as soon as she realized it, and then she said, yes, I was being selfish in my grief, क्योंकि it was her son's death due to which she was being selfish upon, right? तो आपको यही चीज़ 3 से 4 लाइन में लिखनी थी. Then the next one, Amanda did not agree with the restrictions put on her. Give 2 reasons to support the statement. Yes, was she comfortable with what was happening to her? No, of course not, because Amanda was a very young child and at this young age every child needs freedom, but despite of freedom what she was getting from her mother, it was her mother who was always nagging her, right? So she was always thinking about being a mermaid, being a mermaid. Why mermaid? Because she thought mermaid is always free. She wanted to be like a mermaid. And also there was second thing to her. She said ki if I was a Rapunzel, I will never put my hair down, because she wanted to be in a solitary state. Solitary means अकेले रहना चाहती थी वो, because जो भी उसके साथ होता था उसकी मम्मा उसे नैग करती थी, तो she was having that feeling that she wanted to be alone. She don't want anyone of people to interrupt her in between or tell her कि ये करो ये नहीं करो, ठीक है? So these were the two reasons that she didn't like the restrictions put on her. So coming to now question number 4. Mention any two reasons why Walt Whitman appreciates animal more than humans. Any two reasons देने थे आपको, right? Am I audible to everybody? I hope I'm audible to all of you. Yes, Samrat, Siddharth. Great if you are listening to me very well. And if I'm not audible to you, kindly let me know. I'll make myself more louder. Chalo, coming back to the topic, coming back to the question. Yes, two reasons why Walt Whitman appreciates animal more than humans. Do you also feel the same thing? Do you love animals more than humans? Okay, that is the second discussion. We'll do it someday later on. Coming back to this, what according to the narrator was, he thought animals are actually better than humans. Why? Because humans are always weeping about what happened to them, what didn't happen to them. हमेशा रोना गाना चलता है ना लोगों का, हमारे साथ ये हो गया वो हो गया. But have you ever seen any of the animal doing the same? No. Again, the writer says the animals are better than human because they have that feeling that everybody is equal. उनके बीच में ऐसा कभी नहीं होता कि this dog is better than me or that dog is better than me. They are all equal among themselves. There is nothing like respecting a single dog or any other animal above them. ठीक है? So here they are asking at least two reasons, I suppose. Yes, it is two reasons over here, and we have discussed the two reasons. There were several other reasons also, but because it is 3 to 4 lines answer, you have to be limited towards that, okay? Then the next one is, describe the pirate in the tale of Custard the dragon. I hope all of you have went through this poem, Custard the dragon. Obviously custard खाना नहीं है, उसका नाम था dragon का, right? So it is asking actually, we have to describe the pirate's wearing and all. How was the pirate in that poem? So how was the pirate? Yes, the pirate was having black beard. Of course, आपने तो देखी होगी movie Pirates of the Caribbean, right? So कहीं पे भी हमने pirates को देखा है, तो how we have seen them? We have seen them with a big black beard and the pistol he was having in both the hands, right? He was holding two pistols, one in right, one in left. The poet is telling us that he was also having two pistols with him, one in left hand, one in right hand. Then again she's telling that also he was having that cutlass between his teeth. Cutlass क्या होता है? It is a small sword type weapon होता है जिसके blades are very sharp, ठीक है? So it is a description of pirate, and obviously because he is a pirate, so how everybody would felt when he came, everybody was frightened with the pirate, ठीक है? So we are just describing the description about pirate. बस आपको pirate का description देना था इसमें 3 से 4 लाइन में, that's enough. And I suppose हमने 3 points उसके mention कर दिए, how he was looking, what he was holding, and then what was in between his teeth. So that's more than enough, because each question carries 2 marks, right? So 2 marks are more than enough for 3 to 4 lines. Okay, the next one is, yes, we discussed this right now. Pirate का हमने description दिया अभी, that was our 5th question. 6th, why did Ibrahim start a project of tagging butterflies? Yes, tagging butterflies का project क्यों start हुआ था? Because Ibrahim, when he started with the experiments, the first thing he felt was he started losing. Then he felt actually कि I lost to everybody else, somebody is winning this, somebody is winning that. And then finally when his interest came in this project and the butterflies, he started tagging the butterflies also, so that he could be precise and he could be more relevant with the experiment, and so that his research would give him a fruitful end. ठीक है? Although you can describe a lot in this also, but we have to be precise, 3 to 4 lines, that's it. Okay, now coming back to the next question. Yes, Avinash, what happened? Why wrong paper? Yes, Darun is saying that because his mother gifted the book of travel of monarch, ma'am. Yes, his mother definitely gifted him the book, but beta, this was not the reason to tag the butterflies. Why? Because his mom gave the book because he thought that everything has ended regarding butterflies. He founded 25 species almost where he was living in his town. After finding all the 25 species which he had, he said that I think everything is over regarding butterflies. तो इसीलिए उसकी मॉम ने उसे वो बुक दी थी, मोनार्क जो था, आप जो बुक का डिस्क्रिप्शन दे रहे हैं, बुक ऑफ ट्रैवल ऑफ मोनार्क, दैट वाज गिवन बिकॉज he thought the end is here where he could not explore more of the butterflies, but then his mother gave him the book so that he can explore more about butterflies and the world of science. ठीक है? And Anil is saying सक्सेस मैम, ग्रामर सेक्शन हार्ड था बेटा. हार्ड तो सब कुछ होता है, एग्जाम इज ऑलमोस्ट हार्ड बट इट इज़ ईजी फॉर दोज हु स्टडी वेल. आई होप आपने अच्छे से पढ़ा होगा. एंड ठीक है, इट समटाइम्स हैपन्स, समटाइम्स यू मिस सम थिंग्स, सो नेवर माइंड. आज नहीं तो कल आप इससे बेटर कर ही लेंगे. एंड वी पीपल फ्रॉम मोशन आर हेयर जस्ट टू टेल यू द रियल आंसर्स. एंड आई एम वेरी ग्लैड टू टेल यू दैट विच मॉड्यूल्स वी आर मेकिंग ओवर हेयर. आपके मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस उसी में से ही आए हैं. एंड इट वुड बी रियली नाइस इफ यू कैन गो थ्रू आवर लिंक्स. यू कैन सी द लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑल्सो. वी आर हैविंग ईच एंड एवरी कोर्स इन दैट, क्रैश कोर्सेज, आंसर कीज, आर रिकॉर्डेड वीडियो लेक्चर्स. सो वो आप सबके काम आएंगे. Not only for English, we are having all the subjects in that link. Kindly go through that link so that you can follow each and everything according to you in that. Okay, so coming back to this, our next question: why did the young lawyer dislike his job in the law firm? So what was his job actually? Young man का job क्या था उधर? What was his job? He was actually a lawyer, right? And obviously if someone is lawyer, he wanted to practice the cases. Yes, he want to prepare for some cases, but opposite to that, just contradiction to that, what he was getting a job, he was getting a job to serve the summons. आपने देखा होगा जब कभी there is a summon, someone comes to the place and calls out कि आपको कोर्ट से बुलावा आया है, तो ये काम उसे सौंपा जाता था. That's why he hated his job. Almost he was trying to giving up it, but what it felt, he was actually saying कि मैं एक lawyer हूँ, lawyer का काम होता है practice करना, cases के बारे में तहकीकात करना, right, to prepare for the cases, to jot down all the things related to cases. But what he was doing, he was sent to the cities, to the districts, so that he can give the summons to the people related to the cases. So that's why he was not at all comfortable with his job. He disliked his job, that's why. Okay, Siddhesh, easy tha ma'am? Yes, of course, according to me it was easy. And yes, Dev, we are having 5 sets all over, so आपका set हो सकता है हमसे अलग हो. Right now we are discussing the set is 2/4/2, set number 2. ये हम discussion में ले रहे हैं, ठीक है? And yes, Dev is right. Ma'am, he is a junior assistant. Yes, being a junior assistant, but assistant तो था, लेकिन क्या था वो? He is a lawyer, ना? He was supposed to practice. Practice what? The cases. But what work he was given? आज आप इमेजिन करिए, आप कहीं पे असिस्ट कर रहे हैं, आप क्या असिस्ट करना चाहेंगे? आप एक लॉयर हैं तो आप असिस्ट क्या करना चाहोगे? आप वही असिस्ट करना चाहोगे जो आपका प्रोफेशन है, रादर देन अगर आपको ये कहा जाए कि जाओ आप इस गांव चले जाओ, उसको बुला के आओ, उस गांव चले जाओ, उसको दे के आओ समन, वो आपको भी अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, राइट? सो दैट्स द सेम थिंग हैपेंड विद द लॉयर. ही वाज एन असिस्टेंट क्लर्क, असिस्टेंट लॉयर क्लर्क, बट देन हिज वर्क वाज टू प्रिपेयर ऑल द, he wanted to prepare actually, he wanted to prepare regarding the cases and not to roam here and there to give summon to people. ठीक है? Okay, the next one was, now you've seen the word limits. Word limits earlier was 30 to 50 words. ठीक है? It was because it was of 2 marks. Each question was having 2 marks, right? But now द फॉर्मेट हैज़ बीन चेंज, क्वेश्चंस आर द सेम, लिटरेचर का वही है, आपने स्टोरी पढ़ी होगी, आपको स्टोरी पता होगी तो आप लिख सकते हैं. एंड देन what I am saying is कि now the word limit has been changed. It is 120 words for each. That is, you have to attempt only 2 questions out of 3. आपको 2 अटेम्प्ट करने थे किसी 3 में से. अगर आपने जो भी 2 किए उसकी word limit was 120 for you, right? So that means approx how many lines? 10 to 12 lines you would be writing over that. तो बहुत ज़्यादा आपको ऐसे नहीं लिखना है 2-3 पेजेस का, ठीक है. इतना तो आई थिंक आप सबको पता ही होगा. तो वी आर नॉट एक्चुअली राइटिंग अ लॉन्ग स्टोरी, बट वी विल बी गिविंग अ ब्रीफ डिस्कशन, विल बी गिविंग अ ब्रीफ डिस्क्रिप्शन विद इन 100 to 120 वर्ड्स, ठीक है. सो कमिंग ऑन द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ओके. एज वल्ली, make a diary entry sharing your joys and disappointments during the bus ride. Yes, चैप्टर सबने पढ़ा था. जिन्होंने नहीं पढ़ा होगा उन्हें तो पता नहीं होगा कि क्या हुआ था चैप्टर में. ओके, सो हियर वी आर टू डिस्कस द सेम थिंग कि क्या हुआ था. ओके, सो वल्ली, यस, somebody is writing something here. There is something wrong in set 2, code number 232 in this question 7. First one is wrong. Rishabh, we are not discussing code 232 beta right now. We are discussing 242. Okay, your set is different from ours, what we are discussing right now. And Shreya is saying paper was lengthy. Shreya, paper lengthy था बेटा, लेकिन क्योंकि subjective है, it should be lengthy. Objectives are very easy to do and it doesn't take time. And what else? Okay, so coming back to the topic, as Wali, make a diary entry. Diary entry, what is diary entry? आपने grammar में ये पढ़ा है. Diary entry is, who's a diary? Diary is your friend, right? You are writing each and every feeling of yours in that. Diary एक तरीके से आपकी दोस्त है जिसे आप सब बताते हैं. और मोस्टली लोग डायरी इसलिए ही लिखते हैं क्योंकि वो किसी और से शेयर नहीं करते, या करते भी हैं तो भी वो डायरी मेंटेन करते हैं. सो बीइंग वल्ली, यू हैव टू एंटर अ डायरी नोट रिगार्डिंग योर जॉयज एंड डिसअपॉइंटमेंट्स ड्यूरिंग द बस राइड. अब क्योंकि आपका चैप्टर पूरा वल्ली के ऊपर ही था, कैसे वो एक गांव से दूसरे टाउन में पहुंची बस के थ्रू, एंड what was her characteristics in the story. Like, she was very sensitive, she was at the same time self-respective, then she was also kind of a child who was pretending that she is very mature, jabki wo she was not that much old, she was only 8 years, I suppose 8 to 10 years की थी वो, जिसकी वजह से वो छोटी तो थी लेकिन she used to behave as if she is very mature. And yes, there are instances in the story that pretends that yes, she is a mature, she is having a good sense of mind. So आपको इस पूरी डायरी एंट्री में आपका एक्सपीरियंस एज अ वल्ली लिखना था, जिसमें कि आपको आपकी खुशी जाहिर करनी थी, जॉय एंड डिसअपॉइंटमेंट्स ड्यूरिंग द बस राइड. यस, रीना आप लिख रहे हैं, मैम डू वी हैव टू शेयर आवर एक्सपीरियंस. बेटा, यू डोंट हैव टू शेयर योर एक्सपीरियंस रिगार्डिंग एनी बस ट्रैवलिंग. आपने की होगी बस ट्रैवलिंग, लेकिन वो आपको आपकी एक्सपीरियंस नहीं बतानी है. आपको बीइंग अ वल्ली, जो आपका चैप्टर है ना, उसमें जो कैरेक्टर है वल्ली, वो स्मॉल चाइल्ड, उसका आपको कैरेक्टर लेके बताना है. आपको फील करना था कि आप वल्ली हो और आप ये बस राइड ले रहे हो, और उस दौरान आपके साथ क्या अच्छा हुआ और आपको क्या बुरा लगा, या whatever द स्टोरी रिवॉल्व्स अराउंड, आपको वो स्टोरी ही 120 शब्दों में लिखनी थी. ठीक है. कुछ सोनी सिंह, मैम मैंने मेरी स्टोरी लिखी है, चलेगा ना? आपकी स्टोरी नहीं लिखनी है बेटा, आपको इसमें रीडर की स्टोरी लिखनी थी, वल्ली की स्टोरी लिखनी थी, रिलेट वही करना था. येस, यू कैन ऐड सम और दी अदर इंस्टेंसेस, जो कि कॉमन इंस्टेंट होता है कि एवरीबडी हु टेक्स अ बस राइड, उनके साथ कुछ ना कुछ कॉमन रहता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कि आपने ना फर्स्ट सीट पे बैठे थे, मैं 5th सीट पे बैठी थी. दीज आर सर्टन पॉइंट्स विच यू कैन ऐड, बट आपको जो कंटेंट लिखना था इस क्वेश्चन के अंदर, वो कंटेंट आपको रिलेटेड टू द चैप्टर लिखना था, मैडम ऑन द बस, मैडम राइड्स ऑन द बस. ठीक है, इसीलिए आपको ये क्वेश्चन दिया गया है. रीना बेटा, आपने लिखा है, येस यू विल गेट सम मार्क्स, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट ऑल द मार्क्स वुड बी डिडक्टेड. बेटा यू विल गेट द मार्क्स, बट ऑब्वियसली क्योंकि आपकी स्टोरी अलग लिखी हुई है आपने, इट्स नॉट रिवॉल्विंग अराउंड द चैप्टर, So maybe some marks would be deducted. I cannot say how many marks, but yes, some, most probably you will get some of the marks, but how many, it's depending to the person who would be checking it, right? And मैम may the play a major role में क्या की जगह can आ सकता है क्या? Okay, there are a lot of questions and I cannot, I'm so sorry that I cannot answer to each and every, but what I am feeling is like there are some certain questions which are very important, so towards them I'm responding them everybody who I can respond right now, I can responding it, but not everybody, I cannot respond to each and every child. My best thing I can do is that yes, I can read certain questions, certain queries, and I can reply to that. Okay, so coming back to the question, understood? आपको उसमें first में क्या करना था? Like Valli was a small girl, but then it was her dream to ride on that bus. She wanted to go from one village to the nearest town she had. And then what was her characteristic? आपको वही लिखना था being a Valli कि I am being a Valli. I felt that I want to have a ride on the bus, and so I jotted down, I collected the money. It was very hard for me to collect the money because I never ate any chocolates, I never purchased any balloon from the fair. यही था ना आपके चैप्टर में वल्ली ने पैसे कैसे इकट्ठे किए थे, बस वही आपको करना था उसमें, और एज अ वल्ली आपको डायरी एंट्री लिखनी थी. एंड येस माय डियर, डायरी एंट्री में आप हमेशा ध्यान रखें कि आप स्टार्टिंग जब करते हैं तो आप डेट भी लिखते हैं, ठीक है, टाइम भी लिखते हैं, प्लेस भी लिखते हैं ऑलमोस्ट, ठीक है. एंड डियर डायरी, यू हैव टू स्टार्ट विद डियर डायरी, एंड समटाइम्स वी ऑल्सो गिव नेम टू द डायरी. बहुत ऐसे कॉमन इंस्टेंसेस होते हैं जहाँ पे लोग डायरी को नाम दे देते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल सूजी, अगर किसी ने डायरी को अपना नाम सूजी दिया है तो he or she will write dear Susie, ठीक है. अदरवाइज डायरी एंट्री इज ऑलवेज वर्किंग, ठीक है. दिस वॉज द वे टू अटेम्प्ट द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. नाउ कमिंग टू द सेकेंड वन. Natalia and her father Shubko turn around when Lumov puts his proposal in the open. As a reader, briefly describe what you think of Natalia and Shubko from the play The Proposal. Yes, how was Natalia? कैसा लगता है आपको नटालिया का कैरेक्टर उसमें द प्रपोजल में? द क्वेश्चन हेयर इज आस्किंग, जब लुमोव ने प्रपोजल दिया, प्रपोजल व्हाट वाज द प्रपोजल? द प्रपोजल वाज व्हेन ही वेंट देयर एंड ही वांटेड टू गेट मैरिड टू नटालिया, सो दैट वाज द प्रपोजल ही वांटेड टू प्रपोज नटालिया दैट टाइम. तो जब उसका प्रपोजल उसने वहाँ पे रखा तो उनका रिएक्शन कैसा था टुवर्ड्स हिज प्रपोजल? So according to the story, the question is that what do you think, how was the character of Natalia and Shubkov? Shubkov कौन थे? उसके father थे Natalia के, right? So what we can say over here is कि how was Natalia? Natalia, according to me and according to the chapter we have the proposal, उस chapter के हिसाब से Natalia was an intelligent, पढ़ी लिखी educated girl थी. Yes, she was an educated girl. Even Lumov thinks that she is good homemaker, she is fair skinned, she is good looking. That means उसका character जो बताया गया है उसमें, she is good looking also, she is also a homemaker kind of person who can look after everything and even look after Lumov also. But on the contradiction, what we can read in this chapter was Aman is saying I forgot to write date and time. नो इश्यूज़, अब जो हो गया सो हो गया, कोई बात नहीं. मार्क्स तो बेटा आपको तब भी मिलेंगे कंटेंट को देख के, ठीक है. नो इश्यूज़. नेक्स्ट टाइम यू कीप इन माइंड दैट यू हैव टू राइट डेट एंड टाइम ऑल्सो. नहीं, आपके एक्सपीरियंस पे मार्क्स नहीं कट होंगे, बट हाँ, क्योंकि आपने अगर स्टोरी से रिगार्डिंग नहीं लिखा है बेटा तो मार्क्स तो थोड़े कम मिलेंगे, क्योंकि आपसे क्वेश्चन डायरेक्टली यही पूछा गया एज वल्ली. इट इज़ स्पेशली मैंशनड ओवर देयर कि एज बीइंग वल्ली यू हैव टू राइट इट. तो जो वल्ली के एक्सपीरियंस थे वो आपको खुद लिखने थे, वल्ली समझ के खुद को, ठीक है. कमिंग बैक टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन अगेन. नाउ कम आउट ऑफ दैट क्वेश्चन बिकॉज जो हो गया सो हो गया, बट नेक्स्ट टाइम हम अच्छा करेंगे, ये आप ध्यान रखना. ओके, नटालिया. सो वी वर डिस्कसिंग नटालिया. कैसी थी नटालिया? शी वॉज एन एजुकेटेड वन, शी वॉज अ गुड होम मेकर अकॉर्डिंग टू लुमोव, शी कैन लुक आफ्टर ईच एंड एवरीथिंग, and she was a knowledgeable girl also, but at the same time she was a quarrelsome person. थी ना quarrelsome, yes or no? लड़ाई झगड़े में नंबर 1 थी. आपने उसमें डिस्क्रिप्शन में देखा होगा जब आपका चैप्टर चल रहा था, देयर वाज अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ टॉकिंग इन बिटवीन लुमोव एंड नटालिया, and as soon as she heard कि he is saying that land is mine, she started quarreling with Lumov. तो she was a quarrelsome person. Quarrelsome मतलब क्या होता है? Yes, quarrelsome is one who is always ready to fight. ठीक है? And the next thing, what I felt and what I think she was an abusive person. Abusive means the one who abuses the other. Why abusive? Because आपने later on उसमें पढ़ा होगा that later on what you have read in the chapter, she started abusing Lumov and his family, Natalia and his father, her father. What they did, they both of them they both started abusing Lumov and his family, and they said a lot of things to Lumov. So according to us, the story, Natalia was also educated, but at the same time she was quarrelsome person. Natalia was a good looking person, but at the same time she was an abusive one also. ठीक है, तो आपको ये सब डिटेल नतालिया की लिखनी थी इसमें. And according to that also we have to also tell about शुभको, जो उसके फादर थे. आपको कैसे लगे उसमें शुभको? कुछ ऐसा नहीं लगा कि जो आग में घी का काम करने वाले थे, right? When what happened in the story, when Natalia and Lumov were fighting, they were having a quarrel between them. Natalia's father came in between, and बड़ों का काम होता है कि लड़ाई झगड़े को रोकना. But उन्होंने क्या किया at the same time, जब वो आए, he jumped in between, and he was also abusing Lumov for the land, for the dog, whatever the reason they were having. He actually quarreled with Lumov also. So according to me, according to the chapter, what I think the answer should be, he was a kind of person who was strongly against someone. जो उनकी एज थी, he was at that age where he is actually a loving father also, but a suspicious one, who's kind of a greedy person, because when there is an instant, it is written that Lumov came for the proposal, but Shubkov ने क्या सोचा था कि वो तो पैसे लेने आया है, तो मन में उसने he said कि if he has come for asking some money, I will not give a single penny, है ना. तो that means he was a kind of a person who is actually अंदर से कुछ और बाहर से कुछ और, and he was an kind of a person who is always against somebody who is standing in front of him. That means एक एज के अकॉर्डिंग वो सामने वाले से हमेशा उसके अपोजिंग में ही रहते थे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल लुमोव के साथ जब बहस हो रही थी, क्वारल हो रही थी, व्हाट हैपेंड? He actually didn't act as of a person of his age. What he started, he also started the quarrel to Lumov. He started quarreling with Lumov that time. So according to us, he was a antagonist man. Antagonist मतलब वही होता है जिसकी फीलिंग किसी के लिए ऐसी रहती है कि हमेशा उसको लड़ना ही रहता है, जो उसके लिए हमेशा अगेंस्ट ही रहता है. ठीक है, so these were the characteristics which we can find out in the chapter also. Okay, now the third one is credit of Bholi. Yes, the credit of Bholi's transformation to Sulekha goes to her teacher. Elaborate with reference to the text. Obviously, आपने chapter पढ़ा होगा भोली. Yes, somebody is asking something. नहीं बेटा, मैम एरर डिटेक्शन में अराउंड वर्ल्ड नहीं हो सकता है क्या? अराउंड वर्ल्ड कैसे होगा बेटा? इट इज़ फॉर what was it? The question was, no, it won't be around. ठीक है, and what else? There is a question. I've written the fight. Is it correct? No, we don't have to discuss fight over there, beta. Yashika is asking that I have written their fights. Is it correct? We don't have to mention the fight. See, question is saying we have to describe what do you think of Natalia and Shubkov from the play. हमें तो बताया गया है कि जब लुमोव प्रपोजल देने आया था, प्रपोजल लेके आया था फॉर गेटिंग मैरिड टू नतालिया, ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम दोनों का रिएक्शन कैसा था? ठीक है, क्योंकि दोनों ही एकदम से क्या हो गए, टर्न अराउंड हुए एंड दे सेड कि व्हेन लुमोव ब्रिंग द प्रपोजल, even Natalia she was quarreling, but then instantly when she get to know कि वो proposal लेके आया, how she reacted, she started weeping and she was saying कि bring him back, fetch him. Why fetch him? Because she was happy with the proposal. She wanted to get married to Lemov. So we have to basically tell about the characteristics of Natalia and Shubko. Okay, वो question में आपको वो attempt करना था, ना कि आपको उनकी fights बतानी थी, ठीक है? But no issues if you have discussed or written fights over there, but I don't think so you will get full marks, but maybe कुछ sentences में you can get some marks over there also. Now the third and the last one, the credit of Bholi's transformation to Sulekha goes to her teacher. Elaborate the reference to the text. Yes, how many of you feel कि teachers are important part of your life? I suppose each one of you feel the same way. हमें भी यही लगता है. As being a teacher, I always remind my gurus जिन्होंने हमें अच्छी शिक्षा दी है, and भोली का चैप्टर भी आपको यही समझाता है कि भोली का जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक उसमें दिखाया गया है उसको लेके उसकी टीचर का क्या रोल था, दैट शी चेंज्ड एंड ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इज चेंजिंग. तो भोली से वो सुलेखा बनी. ऑब्वियसली नाम से भी आप जज कर सकते हैं, भोली मीन्स जो भोली सी थी विदाउट मच सेंस, और जो ट्रांसफॉर्म होके क्या बनी, सुलेखा, मतलब अ रिस्पॉन्सिबल गर्ल फुल ऑफ माइंड. ठीक है, तो उसके ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की कहानी में उसकी टीचर का क्या हाथ था. तो what was the words her teacher said in the chapter? It was, put the fear out of your heart and you will be able to speak like anyone else. Yes, this is the basic thing each and everyone should know. आपके दिल से डर को मिटा दो, फिर आप हर चीज़ को कर सकते हो. यही उसकी टीचर ने उसे कहा था. Why? Because भोली was a shy person. जो उसके साथ बचपन से हुआ था. She fell from a cot. Yes, when she was an infant, what happened to her? She fell from a cot. And then she started stammering. Stammering means हकलाना, हकलाती थी. And due to smallpox, she had a disease during that time, smallpox, जिसकी वजह से उसके face पे जो marks रह गए थे, pock marks रह गए थे. That's why she was ill-treated by each and everyone, including her parents also. So Bholi was always feeling that everybody is behaving badly with her, और उसी वजह से वो introvert भी हो गई. ठीक है? Introvert means the one who is not mixing up with the outer world, with other people. She is always into herself. So Bholi started being an introvert because she faced each and everybody was treating her badly because of the things, because of the defects she was having. We should not call it defect, but उसके लिए जो उसकी तकलीफ़ें थी उसकी वजह से उसे ऐसा समझाया जाता था कि she is not actually getting, she was always sitting idle, she was sitting alone and she was not mixing up with the people. तो हमको उसका वो characteristic सुलेखा में बदला. Why? When at the time of her marriage, Bholi came and what she said about her marriage, that I can even marry a person who is double aged, who is having the same age as my father has, but I cannot marry that person who will take dowry. She was totally against the system of dowry. As soon as she came to know that dowry is in demand from her husband, so what happened? She stood up and said about her that yes, I can be married to a person who is double the age of mine, but I will never marry a person who will be asking about dowry, or who will be asking my father or mother to pay something just to get her married. So this was her thought towards her marriage and towards the transformation. Because कोई ऐसा बच्चा, कोई ऐसी बच्ची जो इतना सब कुछ फेस करके अगर इस लेवल पे आती है, उसका ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कैसे हुआ था, हमें वही लिखना है. द क्रेडिट ऑफ भोलीज ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन टू सुलेखा गोज टू हर टीचर. ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन तो मैंने आपको बताया है कि ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हुआ था, लेकिन ये क्रेडिट उसकी टीचर को क्यों जाता है? बिकॉज इट वॉज हर टीचर हु वॉज वेरी पोलाइट टू हर. It was her teacher who taught her everything. It was her teacher who actually helped her in each and every manner. She was very kind hearted. Yes, उसके parents ने भी उसे ignore किया हुआ था, भोली के parents ने, but being a child in the school, शी वॉज वेरी वेल ट्रीटेड बाय हर टीचर, और उसकी टीचर ही थी जिसने उसे ये सिखाया था कि पुट योर फियर्स असाइड एंड स्पीक अप फ्रॉम योर हार्ट, सो दैट यू विल बी लिविंग हैप्पीली एंड देयर वुड बी नो फियर इन योर हार्ट. तो उसकी टीचर ही थी जो उसे चेंज कर चुकी थी हर तरीके से. So this is the whole thing you have to write in this question, that yes, her teacher was the one who was actually responsible for the transformation of Boli to Sulekha. क्योंकि पेरेंट्स ने इग्नोर कर दिया, समाज ने इग्नोर कर दिया, लेकिन किसने सहारा दिया था? उसकी टीचर ने. ओके, सो दीज वर द क्वेश्चंस फॉर दिस वन. Okay, and any questions I can read? Thank you for the comments that you are writing over here, beta, and we are already here to help you in each and every possible manner. Okay, ठीक है. Prince, thank you for this. Astha, set 2 you are saying, we'll surely do that also. Letter of order without table, what's that? ठीक है. Okay, so coming back to the chapters and all this discussion we had, I hope आपने ये सब पढ़ा था और आपने ये सब लिखा है. नेवर माइंड अगर आपने सब कुछ प्रिसाइज और सब कुछ टू द पॉइंट नहीं लिखा, नो इश्यूज, बट इफ़ यू हैव रिटन अकॉर्डिंग टू द क्वेश्चन you will get some marks. Don't worry about the marks. Important is learning. आपने पेपर कर दिया, कोशिश हर किसी की ये रहती है कि हम अच्छे नंबर लेके आएँ. ऑब्वियसली एज बीइंग अ स्टूडेंट वंस अपॉन अ टाइम आई ऑल्सो फेल्ट द सेम थिंग कि नंबर अच्छे आने चाहिए. बट कोई बात नहीं, अगर आपने कहीं पे मिस्टेक की हुई है तो यू विल लर्न फ्रॉम योर मिस्टेक्स. ओके, एज बीइंग अ कृष्णा वी आर ऑलवेज देयर, एंड यू बीइंग अ अर्जुन ऑलवेज keep on learning, keep on doing things right. Okay, see you for the next paper then. Till then, bye.
So, good afternoon students. Now we will discuss paper code 212. So, let's have a quick look of the question paper. Now, this was the extract, the passage which was given to you, sifting through the sands of time. I will not cover the whole, I will not read the whole passage because it is taking a lot of time. So, just a summary I will tell you, sifting through the sands of time. What is sifting? Sifting is like, जब हम कुछ छानते हैं ना, तो no lumps should be formed there. That is like sifting. To sieve something, कुछ किसी चीज को छानना, sifting through the sands of time. So this passage covers that how sand and about this shows the whole story about how the creation of sand has taken place and how the children enjoy on the sand and how what are the how it has gone back thousands of years ago and what ill effects are there. So this all we will discuss here in this passage. What exactly is sand? Color of the sand is being discussed, about the granules they are talking about the ingredients and how the technology has replaced it. Now, coming to question number 1, on the basis of your understanding, answer any 5. So, now choices given to you, आपको केवल 5 answers ही देने हैं. How is sand a treasure trove? So, very easy it is. Direct answer is given to you in the passage. आप देखेंगे, read the passage carefully. Read it 2 times. Don't panic. If you read the passage carefully, you can easily give the answer. See, the answer is direct here. It is here when you are on the beach stepping, sand provides a mineral treasure trove. Why? Because it is a record of geological earth changing process. See, directly it is given here because treasure trove आपको ज़्यादा दिमाग बिल्कुल भी नहीं लगाना है. Clear cut it is given here. Treasure trove, a record of a changing process. Now next. How is sand both a pain and pleasure? It is also mentioned in the passage. Pain or pleasure कैसे represent हुआ है passage में? See, when the children play on the sand, as children we play on it, adults relax on it. So, it is a pleasurable activity. And how come pain? Pain because when we go back thousands of years ago, millions of years ago, we found skeletons of marine animals and we often see history of marine life which is lost. Marine life which is lost today. So, this is a situation of pain. Pleasure and pain both are compared here. Now, next question. Quickly, we'll just have a look. Name 2 man-made materials that contain sand. Directly it is given in the passage. 2 materials are, see, here it is given to you. Sand, one is shape of, coming back one page, I skipped in between. Sand covers seashore and its a major element. when we discover a geological part. Next page. Fourth it is like for we find glass and concrete. Glass and concrete. See, here it is clearly mentioned in the passage. Now next. List the different shapes of sand. ये भी बहुत easy है. Passage में already दिया हुआ है shapes of sand के बारे में. Direct answer you have to write. Shapes of sand. Like have the shape of stars, spirals, pebbles. Okay, spirals, pebbles, and the grains may be derived nearly coral outcrops from crystalline quartz rocks or from gypsums. So crystal shape, rock shape, tiny pebbles, now what is the origin of white sand? What is the origin? From where this white sand has been originated? See, it is given origin of the white sand. The fine white beaches, for instance, older granules, the finer they are and smoother. The fine white beaches, for instance, are recycled from sandstone several hundred millions of years old. Now, the white beaches are recycled from sandstone. If it is dazzling white, its grains may be derived from coral outcrops. Here, from coral, dazzling white sand has been derived from coral outcrops. Direct answer is given to you. आपको कुछ नहीं सोचना है. See, if you will read the passage carefully, आपको अपने आप पता लग जाएगा. Dazzling white है, its grains may be derived from coral outcrops. Now last one, I think. In what ways are older granules different from recent granules? पहले के और अब में क्या difference है? Older. How are they different? Coming back to the passage. Older sand is irreplaceable. Usually see the older granules, they are finer and they are smoother than the edges. Direct answer is given to you. आपको कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं सोचना है. Direct you have to write the answer. Clear? Right? Now, moving to the next passage. Quickly we will come to the next passage. Now, read the passage given below. Now, the extraction and purification of drinking water. Very simple this passage was. Extraction और purification की techniques बताई हैं. कैसे पानी को हम extract करते हैं from the earth and how do we purify it. When you will read the passage, you will come to know the process of purifying and the process of extracting. कैसे underground water को हम level पर लाते हैं और कैसे bottled में उसको pack करते हैं. After going through filtration and all the process, how they are packed. Question 1. On the basis of your understanding, 5 again, 5 you have to do, you have to attempt any 5. Under what conditions does a natural spring emerge? So, how natural spring emerge? We all have studied this. ये तो सबको पता है. Natural spring कहाँ से आती है? See, a natural spring can emerge. Here it is. As with the valley, gully, a mountain, the level of water table may be higher. Here, a valley, gully, a mountain, the level of water table will be higher than the earth's surface and a natural spring can emerge. So, clearly it is given directly. The answer you will get after reading the passage. Comments? Okay, Mohit is saying, ma'am, batao please. What you want to ask, Mohit? Now, next, what is confined aquifer? Confined aquifer. See what is confined aquifer. Next page. Down ye. If companies drill a vertical channel down into a confined aquifer. Now, water bears pressure. You have to write it in your own words. Water bears pressure from a confining layer above it. The water can be accessed if companies drill a vertical channel. Now, what boring machines, they drill inside and they take out the underground water and see, pressurized confining layer above it, this water can be accessed. Drill a vertical channel through drilling. Due to the pressurized nature, this aquifer water will often rise up. Clear? Now, this answer you have to write it in your own words. Now, next slide. What forms a flowing artesian well? What forms a flowing well? Again, it is here. Artesian water is drawn. A flowing artesian well. Water will often rise up from within it and forms a flowing artesian well. Why? Because of the pressurized nature. Pressurized nature, the water will rise up and it will be like a flowing artesian well. The underground water will come up. Next is explain the term purified water. Clearly it is given to you in the passage. Directly it is given. See, purified water, which means it has to be subjected to a cleansing process. Purified water, which means it has to be subjected to a variety of cleaning processes. Filtration process it has to undergo, then it is termed as purified water. Means you have to remove the obstructed from germs. This everyone has studied in their science classes. आपको knowledge है ही इसकी. Purified water क्या होता है? After removing the impurities How are pathogens treated? How are pathogens treated? Here it is in the how are pathogens treated. For treating pathogens, here directly it is given to you, treating pathogens, an impressive newer option, ultraviolet light. Through ultraviolet UV light, pathogens are treated by UV light. I will not be taking much of your time. What is chlorination? Again, why is municipal water treated by chlorination? Again, it is written in the passage, to kill the germs, to kill the bacteria, to make it bacteria free. We treat it, the municipal water is chlorinated. Why is municipal water chlorinated? Chlorination, see. Powerful, comprehensive antimicrobial effect. Withstanding chlorination is inexpensive and remains the only antimicrobial treatment of ensuring, here it is given to you, taps of domestic home. So that after chlorination process it comes to us. तभी वो वाटर सप्लाई होता है. वंस द वाटर इज फिल्टर्ड, साइंस में आप सबने पढ़ाई होगा, सो आई विल नॉट टेक मच ऑफ योर टाइम. इसमें एक्सप्लेन करने में वेरी सिंपल लैंग्वेज इज हियर. उसको जर्म फ्री करके फिर ही हम सप्लाई करते हैं वाटर की हाउस होल्ड डोमेस्टिक पर्पस के लिए. फर्स्ट इट हैज टू बी प्योरिफाइड. Now attempt any one. So you are Sudhir, principal. See now, attempt any one. Choice is given to you. आप जिसमें comfortable हो आप वो वाला attempt करें. See, this is a letter we have discussed in the class many times. Letter का format आप सब लोगों को आता है. Letter में this is a letter to the manager. Manager address is given here. Melody House, MG Road. Instrument placing a detailed order for 5 music instruments. So you have to write a letter to the manager. So formal letter is here, and so the format you all know. Address you will write, then date, then the salutation, subject. Now coming to this question, paragraph you have to write. The percentage is given here. Survey based paragraph it is. So what you will do, first you will write the content, you will compare all the points, you will compare the percentage, global identity, universal brand awareness, and then conclusion you will write in the end. This is how you know about the paragraph writing. 120 words is the word limit. Digital marketing benefits. Now, so this is showing the percentage of the marketing benefits. So you have to compare all the options, then you have to come to one conclusion. this is the way then you will end your paragraph. Now coming to the grammar, moving towards the grammar section. See, error. The following paragraph has not been edited. It hasn't been edited, so there is one error in each line. We have to identify the error. A teacher was teaching an important lesson on the class. So here the error is in the class. It will be in the class. When he noticed that a student sitting on the back of the classroom has fallen asleep during his lecture. Sir, excuse me sir, ये तो दूसरा पेपर आ गया, मेरे पास दूसरा है. Now, coming back to the paragraph, the following paragraph has not been edited. There is one error in each line. Identify the error. A teacher was teaching an important lesson on the class nahi, it will be in the class. When he noticed, what will come here? That a student, instead of notice, noticed. Noticed, we are talking about past. Noticed, past tense, so noticed. That a student sitting on the back, no, it will be at the back. Not on here, it will be at the back of the classroom has fallen, no, had fallen, past tense we are talking about, so has will become had fallen asleep during his lecture. Clear everyone? So in code 2 and code 3 only one section is different, rest all the sections are same. So thank you children. Now literature, we are coming to the literature part and ma'am Seema will talk about literature section. Now we will also discuss one more section, this last section of code, paper code 3 we will discuss. See, rest all the sections are same, talking about the paragraph. See, here it is given low carb and keto diet. So, instead of diet, it will be diets, plural. Okay, and that is popular today. That is, it is plural. So, is will not come, are will come on its place. May they play a major role? No, it is not a possibility. This is a condition of strong future. So, you will replace may by shall. Shall will come here. Shall they play a major role on managing diabetes? Now, on managing diabetes is incorrect. It is in managing diabetes. Now, last is, now the conversation is given to us. Fifth question. See, in the fifth question, Mother and Rita. A conversation paragraph is given to you. Rita, finish your food. Mother is saying and mother is conversing to Rita. See, now mother told Rita to finish her food. Rita replied that she did not want to have that food and added that she was not given pizza or burger. Mother advised her that they were not good for health and added that she had eaten pizza at her friend's birthday party the previous evening. Rita then asked her mother, dash is given to you, here you will write, Rita asked her mother to give her French fries and milk shake. Give me. So, me will be replaced by her. Instead of me, now direct to indirect speech. So, what you will write? Me ko aap kya likh doge? Me will be her. Mother wants her that if she, see here mother is right, if she live on junk food, she would will come, will not come, would will come, we will talk about past. So, will here in the place of will aap kya likhoge? Would. She live on junk food, she would spoil her health. Clear? Only this question were, these two questions were different, rest all the paper is same. So, thank you students, and Seema ma'am will come and discuss the literature part.
Okay, so welcome back again students, and now we'll be discussing section C for the literature. मैम ने आपके साथ discussion language section का तो कर ही दिया था, grammar का. Coming back to literature part. So as you can see, section C, again the same pattern we are having. You have to only you have to only answer for 6 questions. That is, आपको तो options में 7 है, but you have to attempt any 6 of them. Word limit is obviously 30 to 40 range. Obviously 3 to 4 lines, जैसा कि हमने पहले भी discuss किया है. You don't have to elaborate your answers because the word limit is given to you, marks are given to you already. So आप उसको precise ही रखेंगे, ज़्यादा उसे लंबा करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. कुछ questions ऐसे होते हैं जिसमें कि we feel we have to write in a very detailed manner. There are certain points which we think कि ये भी आना चाहिए, ये भी आना चाहिए, but no. You have to jot down some basic points, the important ones, and you have to write those points in these 3-4 lines. Okay, so coming to the question, yes, the first question for us in literature part is, how according to Buddha can one obtain peace of mind? Yes, have you gone through the chapter? आप सबने ये chapter पढ़ा होगा. The sermon at Banaras, ठीक है, ये उसी से belong करता है question, and the question is saying according to Buddha how one can obtain peace of mind. तो कैसे मिलता है peace of mind according to Buddha? When you are actually not thinking about any pains or sorry, one is always above pains and sorrows. आप being as a human, if you are above your pains, your sorrows, then only you can attain पीस ऑफ माइंड, राइट. और एग्जैक्टली आपको इसमें यही बताना है, आपको ज़्यादा चैप्टर को एलैबोरेट नहीं करना है. जो उसमें देयर वाज अ केस फॉर कीसा गौतमी सन, ही वाज डेड एंड देन शी वाज फाइंडिंग ऑल ऑफ सडन मस्टर्ड सीड्स एंड ऑल, या फिर कहाँ पे उनका फर्स्ट प्रीचिंग हुआ था. यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू मेंशन दैट. दैट्स व्हाई वी आर ओनली प्रिसाइसली राइटिंग अबाउट द वे वन कैन ऑब्टेन पीस एंड हाउ वन कैन ऑब्टेन पीस. One can only obtain peace when he or she raises himself or herself above all the pains of the world, ठीक है, and we are not complaining about anything. So this is the basic thing which we had to elaborate it and write it in 3 to 4 lines. The next one is, yes, the next question is from your poem, that is Amanda. Okay, don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. What does this reflect about Amanda's mother and Amanda? See, see, when we are talking about these two lines are from your पोएम itself, but आपको इसको elaborate नहीं करना है, इसके बारे में नहीं बताना है कि ये lines क्या कह रही हैं. You have to tell about Amanda's mother and Amanda. Question is very precisely telling you that you have to tell about Amanda's mother and Amanda. ठीक है? This and this. So don't get confused with the lines. So basically क्या कह रही है lines? Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. That means what's happening in the lines? Lines में आपको ये पता चल रहा है कि अमांडा की जो मदर है वो उसे नैग कर रही है. She is a nagging mother, and obviously Amanda is listening to all this because she's a small girl. She's not a grown-up girl who knows everything. But being as a parent, her mother is telling her each and everything. She's always nagging her कि don't bite your nails. Don't hunch. What is hunch your shoulders? Hunch, have you seen? When you sit straight, you sit like this. But hunch is when you sit like this. So her mother is always, my mother also used to say me the same thing कि ऐसे मत बैठो, sit straight. तो वही चीज़ अमांडा की मदर कर रही है यहाँ पे. And now according to these two lines, the question is Amanda's mother और Amanda का reflection क्या बैठता है. Obviously Amanda's mother is a nagging mother, because she is constantly saying each and everything to Amanda, that she should clean her room, she should cut her nails, she should, I'm adding from my side also, but in the chapter we can see that she's always biting her nails, she's not paying attention. So her mother is a nagging mother who's always up to Amanda, and she always keep on saying do this, do that. She's always concerned about Amanda's looks and all. And because she's a nagging mother, again with that, she's also a mother who's responsible for her child. So it is considered that her mother is responsible for her being a good person, being a decent person, being a capable person when she grows up. That's why she is in habit of constantly saying these things to Amanda. And now about Amanda, हम Amanda के बारे में क्या लिखेंगे यहाँ पे? How is Amanda? Amanda is obviously a child. किसी भी child को इतना ज़्यादा बर्दाश्त नहीं होता because she is of small age. Small age children, they are very free of mind, they don't like restrictions, and because Amanda is also a child, she is not liking when her mother is saying don't bite the nails and don't do this and don't do that. So basically Amanda wants to be like a mermaid. Mermaid क्यों? Why she is comparing herself to mermaid? Because she thinks mermaid is a free creature and she is full of freedom. उसकी तरह उसे सुनना नहीं पड़ता है. ठीक है? So we just have to give hints of Amanda's mother and also Amanda. ठीक है? Next. Yes, the third one is Walt Whitman in Animals shows his preference for living with animals. Justify. According to this question, it is asked that in your poem Animals, what is Walt Whitman asking, saying his preference is for living with animals. Yes, है ना पोएम में ऐसा? Exactly, आपके पोएम में दिया हुआ है when the poet is saying that he is ready to live with animals, he is ready to live like animals, and we have to justify why. तो इसके पहले लेक्चर में हमने इसके पहले सेशन में यही बताया था. We have discussed the same thing. The question is a little bit it is having a changed manner. Question वही है, बस words आपको थोड़े इधर उधर करके दिए. तो basically content इसका वही आएगा जैसा कि हमने पिछले में डिस्कस किया था. What are the contents? Why the poet wants to be like an animal? Because animal don't fuss about anything. ठीक है? Animals do not commit sins. Animals do not weep, unlike humans. We humans are like, we are always committing sins and then we are the ones who are weeping for everything. Yes, but animals contrary humans के कैसे होते हैं? ना वो रोते हैं, ना वो किसी चीज़ के लिए बुरा फील करते हैं, ना कुछ बुरा करते हैं. But they are actually possessing the quality of being gentle, being kind. And opposite to animals, humans कैसे हो गए हैं आजकल के? They are not kind anymore. They are not very heartful person these days, according to the generation we are facing right now. So even the poet is saying the same thing कि animals are better than humans. तो हमको बस यही 2-3 points उसमें justify करने हैं कि yes, because animals don't cry and weep, animals don't create any nuisance, animal don't commit any sins. तो हम इसको यही elaborate करके इस पे लिखते 3 to 4 lines में. ठीक है? So that is the reason the poet wants to be an animal, not a human. ठीक है? Write a brief. Now the next one is, yes, write a brief sketch, character sketch of Lomov. Yes, Lomov, he's a character from the proposal. Yes, we have discussed in the earlier session also. What was Lomov there for? Lomov came for a proposal. Yes, proposal to Natalia, to getting married, to get married to him. So इसमें हमें कुछ नहीं बताना, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 3-4 लाइन में सिर्फ लोमोव का कैरेक्टर बताना था कि हाउ वाज लोमोव, कैसा था आपके अकॉर्डिंग लोमोव. चैप्टर आपने रीड किया होगा, राइट? हाउ वाज लोमोव इन दैट? यस प्राची, यू आर हैविंग अ क्वेरी दैट पैराग्राफ में नहीं किया एंड डायरी एंट्री नहीं की. यू हैड टू डू डायरी एंट्री बेटा. देयर वाज अ क्वेश्चन रिगार्डिंग डायरी एंट्री, वो आपको करना था. And it was not an option, I suppose. No issues, but you can do it better next time. आपको पता होना चाहिए क्या करना है, तो आप अगली बार उसे अच्छे से कर लेंगे. So प्राची, don't bother, it's okay. Be attentive for the next time and go according to the question then. अगर डायरी एंट्री कहा जा रहा है तो आप वही करें, otherwise go through the question and what is given in the question, do it that way. ठीक है? So where were we? Coming back to this, we were write a brief character sketch of Lomov. अब आपके अकॉर्डिंग लोमोव कैसा था? There were certain aspects of Lomo where he was very funny, where he was okay, where he was quite timid. ठीक है, तो we have to describe that only just in 3 to 4 lines. According to me, what I read in the passage, he was a young 35 years old था. He was young unmarried person who was very anxious to get married, right? At the same time वो hypochondriac भी था. What is hypochondriac? हाइपोकॉन्ड्रिक वो होते हैं जो बीमार ना होके भी अपनी बीमारी के लिए ऑब्सेस्ड होते हैं. मतलब ही वाज ऑलवेज प्रिटेंडिंग लाइक दैट एज इफ ही इज डेड, एज इफ ही इज फेसिंग सो मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स, एज इफ हिज बॉडी इज लीविंग हिम. तो ही वॉज अ हाइपोकॉन्ड्रिक टाइप ऑफ पर्सन जो अपने ही बीमारी को ऑब्सेशन में ले लेता था. होता कुछ नहीं था लेकिन उसे एक्सेसिव वे में लेता था. सो दैट इज द वर्ड फॉर हाइपोकॉन्ड्रिक. ओके, एंड ही वॉज वेरी एंशियस टू गेट मैरिड. On the contrary also he was very funny at some times. आप उस scene को imagine करो when he is quarreling, when he is there to give a proposal to Natalia. वो सब के बावजूद when they were quarreling, what he was doing, he was lying down on the chair and he was saying I'm dead, I'm dead. So these are the kind where we can see his funny aspect also. According to us he was funny, but actually he is a hypochondriac person. तो बस ये आपको कैरेक्टर स्केच लोमोव का लिखना था उसमें. ठीक है, इन 3 to 4 लाइन्स. दैट्स इट. नाउ द नेक्स्ट वन इज व्हाट आर द एसेंशियल क्वालिटीज फॉर बिकमिंग अ साइंटिस्ट अकॉर्डिंग टू ईब्राइट्स टीचर. यस, ईब्राइट्स टीचर उनके हिसाब से आपको क्वालिटी बतानी थी उसमें कि क्या क्वालिटी होती है जो आपको एक साइंटिस्ट बनने में या फिर किसी और प्रोफेशन में जाने के लिए ज़रूरी होती है. इट इज़ मेंशन्ड साइंटिस्ट ओवर हियर, बट टू बिकम एनीथिंग व्हाट आर द क्वालिटीज़, ये मेन एसेंस है क्वेश्चन का. सो आपने क्या फाइंड किया? व्हाट वाज द होल कॉन्सेप्ट अबाउट? इट वाज द कॉन्सेप्ट अबाउट अ डिटर्मिनेशन. यस, वन शुड ऑलवेज थिंक अबाउट विनिंग. यस, हमें सोचना तो जीत के बारे में है, लेकिन वो जीत भी हमारी कैसी होनी चाहिए? ठोस होनी चाहिए. सिर्फ नाम के लिए जीतना नहीं रहता है हमें. तो वी हैव टू राइट इन दैट his teacher is saying that he wants to win, but he wants to win substantially. Substantially means किसी ठोस तरीके से वो जीतना चाहता था. He was having determination, sincerity towards his work. Even he was dedicated towards his work. Always he was curious about the things. ठीक है, जब उसको butterflies के बारे में पता चला था, he was curious. Yes, he was experimenting all those things in his at his own place, right? So he was a curious kind of person. That curiosity lends him to the being a scientist. That curiosity made him a scientist. His determination made him a scientist. His sincerity towards made him a scientist. Even the motivation कहाँ से आया था उसके पास? Obviously motivation was from his teachers, his friends and his mother. आपके chapter में mentioned है motivation का एक पूरा उसमें आपको दिया हुआ है detail where his mother is presenting him with telescopes and other things. These are the kind of motivation his mother was giving to him. ठीक है, तो obviously कुछ भी पाने के लिए you need motivation, determination, dedication, sincerity and curiosity to know the things. And that is all his teacher is also saying. We need to be a scientist. ठीक है. Coming to the other one. ये हो गया हमारा. 5th is also 6th is okay. We are on this one. 6th. ठीक है. Describe the feelings of the young lawyer when he came to know the reality of hack driver. Yes, this is the question. Describe the feelings. You have to describe the feeling of young lawyer. आपको उस पूरे चैप्टर के बेस पे जो लॉयर था, असिस्टेंट क्लर्क जो था जूनियर, उसकी फीलिंग्स बतानी है when he came to know the reality of hack driver. Now who was the hack driver over there? Yes, one. Okay. Okay, hello Vansh. Yes, am I audible to everybody? I suppose I am. Okay, coming back to this. Where were we? Yes, we were on question number 6. Describe the feelings of the young lawyer when he came to know the reality of hack driver. Who was the hack driver? hack driver was the same person the one lawyer was looking for. Lawyer इतनी दूर से जो आया था उसे ही तो ढूंढने आया था. But what happened, that person who was to be summoned, that was, कौन था जिसको समन मिला था, वो वही hack driver था. Hack driver is your same person which the lawyer was looking for. And because जो hack driver है वो उसे घुमाता रहा, and he actually changed his name and he was disguised, the lawyer was disguised. Yes, what happened then when he came to know कि यही तो वो बंदा था जिसे मैं ढूंढ रहा था, he felt cheated. Why? Because आप किसी पे trust करते हो. He was trusting him as a hack driver only. He thought, yes, he is the hack driver, a very happy go person who's helping me out to find my to find the person whom I'm looking for. वो किसको ढूंढने आया था? लुटकिन को ढूंढने आया था. Yes, and लुटकिन ही क्या बना था? hack driver बना था जो उसको cheat कर रहा था. And after, we just have to write what was the young lawyer's feeling after he knows that the hack driver is the same person. Yes, obviously we feel cheated. जब कोई हमारे साथ ऐसा करेगा तो हमें cheated feel होगा. Moreover, he was trusting that hack driver as a good person, as a helpful person. लेकिन ultimately उसे जब पता चला कि वही हमारा दोषी है, वही बंदा है जिसे मैं ढूंढने आया था, तो he felt very cheated, very bad. ठीक है, so this is the only feeling you have to mention over there. Now the next one is, what attracts visitors to Coorg? Yes, the last 7th question is, what attracts visitors to Coorg? Coorg, what is Coorg? Yes, you must have gone through the chapter Glimpses of India. Glimpses मतलब इंडिया की झलक. तो उस Glimpses of India chapter के अंदर we are having 3 parts. It was about Goa, it was about Coorg, it was about Assam. So here the question is for Coorg. Coorg is basically a small district of Karnataka. Yes, and how does it attract visitors? Visitors को कैसे attract करता है Coorg? Because of its evergreen forest. Yes, there is so much of greenery in the Coorg. Again, hills हैं, बहुत सुंदर hills हैं वहाँ पे. Kaveri river, because of Kaveri river people come over there, and they have a lot of adventurous sports also in Coorg. Apart from all these, there is Coorg is also well known for spices and coffee. Yes, the main essence, coffee. So these are the some points which we have to write in this, what attracts visitors to Coorg. ये सारे points आप उसमें लिख सकते हैं. The evergreen forest, the hills, Kaveri river, river Kaveri, and then adventurous sports also for spices and coffee. ठीक है. Now moving to the next part. This is question number 7. Answer any 2 of the following in about 100 to 120 words. Again the same pattern. Same pattern in the sense you have to describe whatever the question has been asked to you. You have to answer that in 100 to 120 words. That is about 10 to 12 lines. That's it. Question आपको ऐसा ही फ्रेम होके आता है जिसमें आपको ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे पूरा बुक ही लिखना चाहिए, मुझे पूरा चैप्टर ही लिख देना चाहिए, लेकिन नहीं. यू हैव टू डिसाइड विच पॉइंट्स आर इम्पॉर्टेंट एंड विच 10 पॉइंट्स यू वुड जॉट डाउन ओवर हियर एंड यू विल राइट इन द आंसर. ठीक है. सो कमिंग बैक टू दिस, द फर्स्ट वन इज राइट अ ब्रीफ कैरेक्टर स्केच ऑफ द हैक ड्राइवर. ठीक है. अब हैक ड्राइवर आपका, इसमें आपको 2 अटेम्प्ट करने थे 3 में से. अगर आपने फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट किया है तो आपको हैक ड्राइवर के बारे में ही लिखना था. हु वाज द हैक ड्राइवर? ऑफ कोर्स ही वाज ओलिवर लुटकिन हिमसेल्फ. ठीक है. द वन हु वाज कल्प्रिट, जिसको ढूंढने ही लॉयर आया था. सो वी हैव टू पोर्ट्रे हिज स्केच. स्केच आपको मीन्स उसके बारे में जो दिया गया है वो उसमें डिस्क्राइब करना था हैक ड्राइवर के बारे में. तो किस टाइप का था हैक ड्राइवर? How was Oliver? Obviously he was a dishonest man. That's why he was served with a summon. तभी lawyer उसे summon देने आया था कि नहीं? So with these effects, and obviously he cheated the lawyer. कैसे lawyer को cheat किया था? He pretended to be someone else. He pretended to be a hack driver, but actually he was the culprit. वही तो दोषी था. So according to the chapter, according to our views, he fooled people. He was a dishonest person. Very good at deceiving people. Deceiving people means लोगों को धोखे में रखने उसकी habit में था. And also he owned from many people and he never paid them back. लोगों से पैसे ले लेना उसकी आदत थी, लेकिन उन्हें पे करना वो कभी भी नहीं चाहता था, ना कभी उसने पे किया था. तो what kind of a person he was? He was a crook person, he was a cheat person whose habit was to take money from people but never to return them back. And also he fooled the the lawyer of in the chapter, as we have read in there. The lawyer was cheated by hack driver. Yes, so he's a cheat person. तो आपको ये सारी चीज़ें ही इसमें mention करनी थी, because it is clearly saying sketch of hack driver. आपको सिर्फ उसी hack driver के बारे में ही उसके गुण लिखने थे. ठीक है. So coming back to the second one now. Imagine you are Bholi and you have been invited to give a speech on the importance of girl education. Write the speech on girl education and empowerment. What is empowerment? Sorry. Yes. What is empowerment? बहुतों को पता होगा, लेकिन जिनको नहीं पता है उन्हें बता देते हैं. एम्पावरमेंट इज सशक्तिकरण, किसी महिला का सशक्तिकरण. सॉरी, आई एम फम्बलिंग ओवर हियर बिकॉज इट्स काइंड ऑफ दैट वर्ड ओनली. सशक्तिकरण, इसे हम कहते हैं सशक्तिकरण. एम्पावरमेंट इज सशक्तिकरण ऑफ अ वुमन. ठीक है. नाउ द क्वेश्चन ओवर हियर इज, आपको भोली बन के इमेजिन करना है. यू डोंट हैव टू आंसर from Bholi side. In fact, you have to feel that you are Bholi herself and you have been invited to give a speech on the importance of girls education. आपको स्पीच किसके बारे में देनी है भोली बन के? गर्ल्स की एजुकेशन के बारे में, वो इम्पोर्टेंस आपको बतानी है स्पीच में. ठीक है. सो ऑब्वियसली जैसा कि हमने इसके पहले डिस्कस किया था, वल्ली वाला क्वेश्चन था आपका. In that also you had to imagine yourself as Valli and you have to describe all the things happened with her being a Valli. And here the same thing, you have to describe it, everything thinking as if you are Bholi, and everything जो उस chapter में आपने पढ़ा वो आपको as a Bholi बन के relate करना है. ठीक है. So how do you give a speech? Normal आपने speech तो सुने होंगे. So when you are giving a speech, especially when you are being a Bholi and you are giving the speech on this topic, empowerment and education of girl, तो you will relate your question with the chapter. अब चैप्टर में क्या था आपके? भोली वॉज अ शाय गर्ल, वेरी इंट्रोवर्ट बिकॉज शी वॉज नॉट गुड लुकिंग. एवरीबॉडी treated her very badly because she had so many marks, pox mark on her face. Again, she was stammering when she was a child. So all this affected on her as she became an introvert child. Introvert बनने से क्या हो गया? She was always up to her only. किसी से mix up नहीं होना था. It was her shy nature. It was her scared kind of nature. She was always fearful about the people. ऐसा उसका nature बन गया था because she was not that pretty. Everybody used to tease her. Then suddenly what happened in the story? Then she went to the school. She got a teacher. She got a very good teacher who was very kind to her. She actually taught Bholi that how you can overcome your fear. तो उसने वो सब उसको भोली को सिखाया, और भोली ने जब अपनी वो पढ़ाई जारी रखी, उस टीचर का ज्ञान उसने अपने अंदर लिया, और उसका इफेक्ट ये हुआ कि एट द लास्ट व्हाट भोली कम अप एंड सेड ऑन हर मैरिज डे, शी सेड दैट आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू मैरी अ पर्सन हु इज इंटरेस्टेड इन डाउरी. ठीक है. बिकॉज what was the effect? Firstly, she was very fearful. Firstly, she was scared of everybody. Then after going to school, after being taught properly by her teacher, when her teacher actually told her about her fears, she was being very kind. She was actually teaching her everything regarding the life. It turned out in her that she became a very positive person, a person with a good sense. She was having sense also that time, but लैक ऑफ सेंस हुआ करता था उसके पास, क्योंकि उसे कंसिडर वैसा किया जाता था. लेकिन स्कूल जाने के बाद शी हैड अ वेरी गुड सेंस, वेरी गुड सेंस ऑफ माइंड. शी यूज दैट ड्यूरिंग हर मैरिज. क्यों? क्योंकि उसके मैरिज में क्या इशू हो गया था? what was the issue? The issue was that she was actually disowned and said that she is having pock marks, and that's why give a dowry, otherwise the person will not marry Bholi. But Bholi stood up and said for herself. उस समय अगर वो डर जाती और बैठी रह जाती तो शायद कुछ नहीं होता और डाउरी भी दे दी जाती, and then she had to survive with that man throughout the life. But then she stood for herself and she said that I am not going to marry that kind of person who is interested in dowry. Rather, I can marry a person who is same as my father's age. तो she was very clear with the fact कि एज में बड़ा होगा चलेगा, लेकिन जो दहेज मांगता है मैं उससे शादी नहीं करूँगी. This shows her education, her mind, and वो जो changes हैं उसमें वो transformation वो कैसे आया था, because of her, yes, because of her education. She, as being a girl, so there is some problem. Yes, so being a girl, when she was educated, she had that sense of mind. She decided on the spot that she is not going to get married to a person who is asking for dowry. It was a presence of mind that she decided. और वो presence of mind, वो हिम्मत उसे कहाँ से मिली? When she got educated. तो बस आपको यही सब आपके इस आंसर में लिखना था. Being a भोली, that it happened to me. आपको ये सब ऐसे लिखना था कि ये सब मेरे साथ हुआ था और मैंने ये सब फेस किया है. And lastly you have to write that I actually stood up with a courage. I denied getting married to a person who is asking for dowry. You just have to write this whole story being a boli. That's it. ये आंसर आपको इसमें देना था. ठीक है? And I can read so many comments. Okay. Now coming to the last one. Valli was a mature girl and ahead of her age. Justify the statement with evidence from the text. Madam rides the bus. Yes. इसमें आपको क्या करना है? Valli as a mature girl आपको justify करना है कि that was she a mature girl or she wasn't a mature girl. तो हमारा जो chapter है जो Valli के आसपास ही घूमता है. What was the chapter all about? It was a chapter about Valli's dream, about how Valli jotted down everything, how she collected the money. It is very mindful of hers. Why it was mindful? क्योंकि उसकी एज के बच्चे, she was hardly 8 to 10 years, उस एज के बच्चे बहुत ज़्यादा कंसंट्रेशन नहीं रखते अपनी किसी हॉबी पे या किसी चीज़ पे. वो क्या सोचते हैं? दे आर हैप्पी विद द चॉकलेट्स, दे आर हैप्पी विद बाइंग बलून्स एंड एवरीथिंग, गोइंग हेयर एंड देयर. बट वल्ली वॉज वेरी peculiar about her pastime. What was her pastime? What she used to do? She used to stand at the doorway and she used to see the buses going from her village to the nearest town. ठीक है? तो inside she used to feel कि she will be sitting someday in the bus. She would take a ride of the bus and she will feel what it happens when she goes through the bus. तो उसको वो feeling थी कि मुझे उस बस में बैठना है. उस बस में बैठने के लिए उसे पैसे इकट्ठे करने थे. ठीक है? एंड उसने पैसा वो इकट्ठा कैसे किया था? शी एक्चुअली कलेक्टेड ऑल दोज मनी, ऑल दोज अमाउंट ऑफ मनी बाय नॉट बाइंग एनीथिंग फॉर हर सेल्फ, फॉर गिविंग अप बलून्स, चॉकलेट्स एंड एवरीथिंग. सो उस एज का बच्चा अगर इतना समझदार है कि वो पैसा इकट्ठा कर रहा है, दैट मीन्स शी इज़ अ मेच्योर वन. येस. So you have to write these examples in this also. Another example in the chapter was when the conductors asked, said him that she's a girl child, she's a child. She answered, no, I am not a child, I am paying my ticket. Yes, क्योंकि वो टिकट के पैसे अच्छे से भर रही है एज एन अडल्ट, बाकी सब ने पैसे दिए हैं तो शी इज़ ऑल्सो पेइंग. तो वाई यू आर ट्रीटिंग मी एज अ चाइल्ड? आई एम अ मेच्योर वन, आई एम नॉट अ चाइल्ड एनी मोर. एंड दैट्स वाई कंडक्टर सेड हर मैडम. That was the reason she was called madam that time. ठीक है? This was again her sense of maturity. So all these points will actually tell you about the maturity in Valli. तो आपको वही इसमें लिखना था. आपके टेक्स्ट के अकॉर्डिंग यही उसके एविडेंस थे. अगेन शी वॉज वेरी सेल्फ रिस्पेक्टिंग. सेल्फ रिस्पेक्टिंग क्यों थी वो? क्योंकि उसने पैसे भर के, चाइल्ड, शी वॉज बीइंग अ चाइल्ड बट शी पेड हर टिकट मनी एंड शी took the ride on bus. So she was also self-respecting. Sensitive भी थी. Why she was sensitive? Because she saw a dead cow while returning back. वही काऊ थी जो पहले बस के सामने she was playing here and the cow was playing here and there and it was running here and there, so she was happy, she was clapping for that cow. But later on when she was returning back to her village, she saw that cow was dead, so she was also sensitive because she was not looking outside the window anymore and she was full of tears. So it is her character also that she was sensitive. Then she was self-respecting, as I said. She was clever also and intelligent also. Why clever? Because she went to the nearest town, she came back and nobody came to know at her place. कि उसके घर पे किसी को नहीं पता चला, तो she managed each and everything accordingly. She collected the money, she took the ride, she came back, she explored the world near her during that bus. And one more point was there. How came she know about the bus, the ticket and everything? She came to know about when she was giving an ear to the neighbors and to the people who used to go on the ride on bus. मतलब कि वो उन लोगों को सुनती थी जो उस बस में जाते थे या उसके जो नेबर्स थे उसके बारे में बात करते थे, तो वो उसे सुनती थी. इट इज़ अ सेंस ऑफ माइंडफुलनेस. ये उसकी पहचान है कि वो एक मेच्योर गर्ल थी, माइंडेड लड़की थी, तभी तो उसने ये सब किया ना इतनी छोटी उम्र में. तो यू जस्ट हैव टू राइट ऑल दिस पॉइंट इन दिस आंसर. ओके. Yes, so here comes the end of this set, and students, we have discussed with you 3 sets we have discussed. आपके सेट नंबर 212 और 213 में सिर्फ एक डिफरेंस था. आपका सेक्शन बी वॉज अ बिट चेंज, जो आपसे मैम ने नुपुर मैम ने डिस्कस कर लिया था ऑलरेडी. सो दैट मीन्स वी हैव कन्फ्रंटेड 3 सेट्स विथ यू. 3 सेट्स के हमने आपको आंसर्स बता दिए हैं. आई होप यू आर थरो विद द आंसर्स नाउ. Justice. So what I was saying is that now we are ending up the session right here. 3 sets are discussed with you all. Hope your paper was good and our well wishes are always with you. Motion team is always with you. As I've told you earlier, there is a link on the डिस्क्रिप्शन लिंक. और यू कैन सी द लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन itself. आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन में हमारा लिंक मिल जाएगा. काइंडली क्लिक दैट. यू विल फाइंड ईच एंड एवरीथिंग which will help you out in your exams, the crash courses, the answer keys, the lectures and all. Apart from that, I am very happy to let you know that our modules, the modules made by Motion Education Private itself for the foundation courses, उन सारे modules में आपके maximum ये सारे covered थे. If you are not part of Motion, then be a part of Motion so that everything comes easy to you. Easy obviously सब कुछ नहीं होता, आप पढ़ेंगे और उसे apply करेंगे तभी easy होगा. So we are always there to help you out, and my best of wishes to each one of you for your next exam. It's maths. So all the best to all the students. See you again someday. Take care.